Welcome back. We are Two Finger Spirits. We got the camera shy camera guy.
Back here as usual.
We got the live studio audience.
Woo!
She's extra proud of herself. She just solved Wordle on what, your sixth try?
Fourth.
Well, fourth, okay. I got it on my third. What are we doing today?
Today we have the Baker's 7.
Baker's 7.
It was funny, we've been sitting on this bottle almost a year now.
I can't believe you haven't finished it.
Yeah, well, I wanted it to breathe.
I've heard of the Baker's dozen. Never heard of the Baker's 7.
Alright, so tell me about this bottle, because I don't know anything about it other than it's good.
Do you know the distillery?
Is it Beam-Suntory?
Yes, sir. Jim Beam Distillery, owned by Beam-Suntory. Kind of understated bottle.
Totally. Thank you so much.
So, Baker's 7. Beam-Suntory. Baker Beam was the grandnephew of Jim Beam.
Alright.
Okay. It's a straight bourbon whiskey. It's Beam-Suntory from Clearmont, Kentucky. About $60 for this.
Right.
Not bad.
I think we paid about $55.
Okay. 77% corn, so high corn, right? 13% rye and 10% malted barley. Of course, it's in new charred oak barrels, and it's aged for 7 years. So proof is 107, and it's aged for 7 years.
I'm feeling lucky.
Yeah, lucky 7, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's do your little segment on the color.
Alright, here we go. Alright, so I have to say, the camera's not doing this justice. This is really like an amber color. It's absolutely gorgeous.
I wrote in my notes light rust.
Yeah, it's amber. Anything else you want to add to this, Brandon?
I'd say light rust. Let's drink it.
All right. So how's it spin?
It's a spinner.
Yeah.
It's a good spinner. Boy, I would think that a guy that's been doing the color segment would really be able to pick up that this is a light rust.
No, it's definitely
Yeah, amber, huh?
definitely an amber.
Amber.
It's absolutely beautiful. Let's just say that.
I love the nose.
Yeah. We were talking about this earlier when we sampled it. It's got a phenomenal nose. It's
That barrel char right there, right?
If you want to know what barrel char really smells like,
Front and center, right?
pick this one up because
Yeah.
it's strong barrel char, but it's like such a strong it's a really great smell of barrel
It
char.
is nice, yeah. I get the rye. It's only a 13% rye, but I get the rye on the nose.
Yeah, it's somewhat dominant because it's
Right?
not a hint. It's
not
excellent.
a high rye. I mean,
Right, and so I'm surprised of how much. And with that, I think I'm getting a little raisin on it.
yeah, definitely some raisin, some like baking spices, some caramel, some vanilla. It's a nice nose. I like that a lot.
Yeah, excellent. What do you think of the legs on that too? They run nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
I have to say, at first taste, it tastes exactly how it smells.
Exactly.
Which is funny because like typically we have a nose.
It's a carbon copy of the nose.
Yeah, like I'm getting that barrel char taste, which is excellent. I'm almost getting like a rye taste with a raisin.
It does seem high revy, rye heavy. I could
Little
almost
revy, yeah, it's a little revy.
I could almost confuse it for a rye. Almost.
I could see that.
Yeah. But
But if
it's
you
only
were-
13% though.
But if you were to put this in a blind test, I think you might.
You can mistake it for a rye easily,
could.
right? Yeah. That's strange because I mean it's not even as high rye as like Old Grandad. It's considered a high rye of I think 27%, right? Which is another Beam-Suntory.
And I had to say, even for a 10% barley, I'm not picking up any of the barley.
And you really pick up barley usually whenever it's a component.
I typically get it on the nose, and for 10%, even when it's a lower percent of barley, I could pick it up. And this one, I really didn't.
I feel like it's a nice long finish. You know, medium to long length finish. I get it's hot on the first swallow, then you get acclimated to it. I get some dried cherries. So what I was thinking was raisin on the nose and a palate. On the finish, to me, it kind of transitions to the dried cherries, and then the barrel char.
I'm still getting barrel char on the finish.
Oak,
Straight
right?
through.
And then the barrel char, for me, seems to fade into a leather on the back end of the palate.
I completely agree.
Well, I find it very enjoyable.
This is delightful.
I like it a lot, but if you go to, will I keep it in stock? Would you keep it in stock?
I don't know if I would keep it in stock, but without a doubt, I'd probably buy this once or twice a year, without a doubt, because I think it's good. It's a proof that I like at 107.
Yeah.
It's a company that I like with the Beam-Suntory. The flavor profile I thoroughly enjoy, and I have to say, like, typically I don't get the type of barrel char on a lot of whiskeys the way I'm getting on this one.
Yeah.
So I really think that if you really want to know what barrel char tastes like, this is the one to get.
I agree with that 100%.
What do you got there?
Let's do a little juxtaposition.
What do you got?
So would I keep it? Would I keep it in stock? I think at $60, I think I'd have to do a blind with one of the Knob Creeks, because that Knob Creek 9-year at 120 proof is outstanding for $45.
Is that what you have there?
No, we're gonna do this blind. I'm not gonna let you know what this is. It's another Beam-Suntory. Nose is a lot flatter, much less interesting. I get straw, cinnamon.
Is this like a 90 proof, 93 proof? This is low.
Is it low?
It tastes low.
What do you get on the nose and the palate for it?
I don't know if I'm still getting from the bakers, but I'm getting a raisin on the nose.
Raisin?
It smells really, it's like super low proof. That's just how it smells. Typically the higher proofs, it will tickle your nose a little bit.
So while he's nosing that and tasting that, he's going to gather his thoughts. I want to talk to you. We're going to do another experiment. If you've been following us at all, you've seen our barrel aging videos. We're going to try an experiment. We're going to barrel age some Everclear, which is 190 proof, or we're going to proof it down to maybe 150, 140, and maybe age it for 2 months. So,
which would be the equivalency of about a year, maybe a little bit more, 2 months.
Okay, yeah, we'll have to figure out the math about that. And then we're going to see if we can get something close to what we love, is this Obtainium.
I'm convinced that Obtainium is like straight up Everclear.
We love the Obtainium.
Love it.
And surprisingly, the Obtainium videos don't really do well, but I don't care. I think they're fantastic. And if you haven't watched the Obtainium videos, we've done 2 of them, and boy, this is a great whiskey. And
and they get tens and tens of views. Like
that's all right. You know, if you guys care to watch it, watch it. So what do you think about this second glass I've given you?
I think it's hard to describe because it's a lower proof, or this tastes like a lower proof, so I'm having a hard time picking anything out at this point.
Really?
Because to me, this tastes just like, it just doesn't taste like much. Because
so for you, this falls flat compared.
I wish I had this first. What is it?
Old Granddad.
No wonder it fell flat.
Yeah,
take it away.
Ugh, discarded it altogether.
Put that down the drain.
It's good, but for $27, it's 100 proof because it's a bonded. The flavor profile really doesn't compare.
No, not at all.
So maybe it was my bad, my stupidity to try that, but I wanted to see what.
Is Old Granddad Beam-Suntory?
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a higher rye mash bill. It's a. It's aged 4 years, 63% corn, 20% rye, and 10% malted barley. So it's not a similar mash bill at all, but I just wanted to see what
Thanks, because it was a disappointment, just like Old Granddad, just like my old.
You hate Old Granddad. So I don't know. I think all that's left is a quote from Samuel Clemens. Man is the only animal that blushes or needs to. You know who said that?
Samuel Clemens. You just told me.
Mark Twain.
Oh, you said it was a Samuel Clemens quote. I'm so confused.
If you're an intellectual, you'll understand.
What'd you call me?
Hey, thank you so much for your support. We really appreciate you. Join us next time. We'll be here every Wednesday and Saturday.
You got it.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.